All right. Here we go. So it is now time to talk about ATB weight in talk about more ATB weight. So what I'm doing right now is not super good that I'm holding time right now, technically, but don't worry about it. This is for educational purposes. In this fight, we are going to utilize ATB weight a lot more heavily than we did on that 3 guards fight. What we want to do on this fight is make it so that we're only allowing time to flow if 2 or 3 of our characters are gaining ATB. So like, so right now, of course, we want to put this grenade through because we're waiting on it, right? But then like, so we put it through and then we go in here. But now I wouldn't want to just immediately put this through because red isn't gaining ATB if I do that. So instead, we wait for red's turn to be over, and now his ATB bar emptied out. And so now we can queue up the next one. But again, I'm holding square right now to show the ATB bars. And we don't just put this grenade in right away. We need to wait for Cloud's ATB to empty. Because if we just put this through right now, time would start passing at a time where Cloud and Tifa's ATB are both full, and only red is gaining ATB. And that's not optimal, right? So, wait for Cloud to jump back, then put it through. 2 characters gaining ATB. Wait for red's turn to be over. There we go. I've got a cat on me, rubbing his face on stuff. Wait for Cloud's turn to be over. Wait for Tifa. So this is how we maximize how many turns we get versus the enemy using ATB. And there you go. So yeah, that just it just makes it so that whenever time is flowing, as many party members as possible are gaining ATB. So yeah, that's sample. All you do to sample is you throw grenades at him. That's the whole fight. Now, if you really want, you can cast fire with red. If you want to save a grenade, you can do a fire cast with red here. And that, oh, by the way, I guess I should talk about that. Okay, so, again, if you want to save a grenade with red, you can do a fire cast. However, red, he's got all on his fire materia, so it's going to target everybody. If you don't know this, you can use R to switch your targeting from all to a single target. So you hit R and then just target sample with it. That saves a grenade, because it does a lot less damage than grenade, but it does less damage than a grenade, but it's enough damage to save one grenade, you know? But remember his cursor memory now, though, because now he's on magic, so you gotta go... Oh, God! I just sensed. I forgot that he also has sense. So his menu went down from magic to sense. I tried to double tap circle to select a grenade, but I sensed the guy instead. So with elevator manip, you don't need to save grenades with elevator manip because we have like 6 extra by default. So I don't do the fire cast with red. You can do it though. It's just much easier to hit up and circle to go to item, and then the cursor memory will stay on... The cursor memory will just stay on grenade the entire time. By the way, if Shady Breath poisons all 3 of your party members, that's good, because Shady Breath is a long animation, and he won't do it again if everybody's already poisoned. But if not everybody is poisoned, he might do it again, and that's a waste of time. So yeah, one thing to remember also is if a character gains their limit during the fight, their next turn is going to come back real quickly. So just be ready for that. It's good. If you are weight tricking, which we're going to come into later, then limit bar limit ATB bars can kind of screw you up. Not for this, though. It's actually good because it just gets you a turn really fast. And you just do the same thing, you know. You just only put it through if 2 characters are going to gain ATB afterward. All right. So that's Sample. Pretty easy fight. Very easy fight. Just throw grenades at him until he's dead. Ignore the other guys. Hope that Cloud gets a limit. It's very nice if Cloud gets a limit. And after the fight, at this point, when the screen fades black, just hold triangle to go into the menu. Because immediately, we are going to want to go to Order, switch red to the back row, and then switch to ATB active for the next several sections of the game. We're gonna go back into active strats here. So now, another kind of funny thing is, after we exit the menu, we want to go grab that enemy skill, but this screen is kind of weird and wonky. So let me teach you something. Here's how you get the enemy skill as quickly as possible. As you exit the menu, start buffering up, right, and run. Just up, right, and run, you'll bonk into the materia. So then you take it, and after you take it, start holding down and run, and when Cloud gets around the corner here, switch to down right. And there you go. So it's kind of a weird room, but this is just very fast. Boop. Whoop. I didn't clear the text box very quickly. But yeah. Very easy movement if you do that, and then you just buffer up right and then just straight up to get back into the elevator. Buffer down left to get back out here if you've already taken poison. Or you have a third chance to grab poison later. And then we're expecting a battle here on this step route. And at this point, the place that we're going is we're trying to get back to the floor beneath this, the elevator on the floor beneath this, the floor 66 elevator. So once you're down the stairs, just buffer down left, and that'll get you all the way down here, with a little bit of a left there. I did, for fun. Alright, hit this, and we get captured. When he comes over here and he says the secretary line, this is when you start paying attention, because after this text box, start buffering up and run to hit the door to the prison cell as quickly as possible. So next you're in prison, and you just want to run right up into the door. Just touching the door triggers this text box. Don't got to talk to Barrett or Red. You just got to talk to Eris in order to progress. So third option right away. And then I like to face... So you need to walk away from the door a little bit so that you can run back into it and trigger it again after this cutscene. And then it's also good to face left, because if you don't, then Cloud has to do an animation where he turns left. And so it's just a little... This conversation goes slightly faster if you're just already turned left. So yeah, into this room, it's just buffer up into the door, third choice, come down and face left. And then when Eris sits back on the bed, that's when it's time to pay attention again. So it's mashing until she sits on the bed. When she sits on the bed, it's 3 more text boxes. 1, 2, 3, and then you run back up into the door. It's the third option again, but this time it's going to automatically be on the third option. So you just run up to the door and just hit the option that it's already on. Now this part, you just got to do the sequence. First, buffer up and right. And that will get Cloud to run into this little trigger. Then you can hold just up for the text after the text box, and go left to talk to the dead guard. Go right and talk to Tifa. When she runs away, buffer up. Talk to her again. Then buffer right to come down and talk to Barrett. Down right will bonk you right into Barrett. However, even though it's down right to get to Barrett, you can't go up left here. You'll bonk like this. So yeah, you got to go like up and then left. Talk to Barrett again. And then buffer down right to get into this little door to talk to Tifa again. And that's the whole sequence. You know, you just got to memorize it.
Hey, it's your boy Shitty Mike Dash. So there's another thing that you can do right here. there's actually a paralysis dodge that you can do here. Most people don't bother going for it or like doing any special thing to go for it. But basically right here, if, you know, this cutscene here is triggered by you just running into the spot, but you can talk to Barret at the same time. And if you manage to talk to Barret at the same time, you actually gain control of Cloud as Red is running away. And if that happens, you can just go talk to Tifa right away and get out of here. So, I'm having a lot of... I mean, it's pretty tricky to pull off, just YOLOing it. I don't really have a setup for it or anything, but basically whenever I do this part, I always try to hit circle to talk to Barret if I can as I'm running left, and then I start pulling away as I'm mashing. And if I see, you know, if I see that I've gotten control of Cloud again during this cutscene, I know I got, you know, then, oh, I got the paralysis dodge, go talk to Tifa real quick, and you save, like, you know, 5-6 seconds or something. Yeah, it's only like 5-6 seconds. I can never really get it to work unless, like, if I'm on turbo, sometimes I'll get it, you know? If I just have, like, auto fire turbo on as I run at these guys, you know, maybe I'll see it. But yeah, as you see here, I've given it a bunch of tries here and haven't gotten it. Oh, there we go. And then you just go talk to Tifa. Now, I was really not expecting that, so I did not handle that properly and didn't really save much time there, but as you saw, that one right there, it actually happened that one time. There you go. So there you go. Just a little paralysis dodge that is possible, you know. Might as well just pull away on the D-pad as you're talking to Barret just to see if you got it. And if you do, just know all you got to do is, well, just go talk to Tifa real quick, and you'll be... Oh! Once again, I ran too far away. I blame the emulator. I can blame the emulator, right? Alright, back to the regular video.
Buffer down right, or buffer down here to start moving along this wall. Hug the corners, run up to Red. Basically, this is all the same movement that we've already gone on about. Back into this elevator. This time though, buffer down right, because I don't know if you know this, but you can actually go underneath this thing, and so it's better movement to go underneath it. You know, you just buffer down right all the way until you're through this door. You know, go right through the door and then down right again to get around this little curve here, and then straight up to slide along this wall for that nice, you know, analog movement, but then up left to get through the door here. So then, one big concept in this game is, assuming that you don't have to take steps after a fight, you always got to be remembering what you were doing when you got into the fight so that you know what direction to buffer out of the fight. You don't want to have to wait for the screen to fade in for you to start moving again. You want to have your movement buffered, you know? So yeah. Whip around this thing. This is all live, by the way, so this is it's important to have good movement around here. Straight right here, to get into this door, and then go around, down left and left. And we're just going to go up the stairs, top side, because it's slightly less movement to go up and around than it is to go down and around. So straight up in here, and now this room is not hostile anymore. And you can just go straight right, and it initiates the cutscene here. So we've got a very short cutscene here, where you just mash, and then out of this cutscene, you buffer just straight up. It looks like you're going to miss the door, but just buffer straight up. Straight up, I promise. He's going to go in the door. All right. So, at this point, you get the option of whether to keep the materia on your party members or remove it. Remove it is the top option, and that's what I prefer. So I just keep on mashing, you remove. Once that happens, you can buffer down and right, and you are now playing as Aeris. So, just quick movement down to the elevator there is all it takes. You don't got to do any menuing. No materia is just fine. Hit this elevator button, and we are now fighting Hella Gunner.